In a rather bizarre move, the Browns are signing former Pro Bowl quarterback, I will add, Tyler Huntley, and he is now the second quarterback added in free agency. So let's kind of react and break down this signing on an at-home edition of the Cleveland Browns Reports. Matthew Peterson here, just hanging out on a lazy Sunday watching college basketball, and then I saw Browns sign Tyler Huntley. Well, that's peculiar, right? I thought sure there'd be maybe a few more kind of minuscule signings, if you will, but a quarterback after signing Jameis Winston a week ago. Well, my first train of thought, the first thing that popped in my head when I saw this signing was, ooh, is Deshaun Watson's rehab not going super well? Is that why the Browns are adding another quarterback? I mean, it's March 17th. That seems to be a little bit on the early side to be diagnosing whether or not Watson will be ready by September. But now many teams are rolling with four quarterbacks who have starting experience in the National Football League. The Browns quarterback room right now is Deshaun Watson, Jameis Winston, Tyler Huntley, and then Dorian Thompson-Robinson is still there. So I don't see them carrying all four onto the active 53-man roster unless the Browns quietly have some reservations about whether or not Watson, who comes off a shoulder surgery on his throwing arm, is not going to be ready or at 100% by September. I mean, I know that as fans, we love to envision when the offseason rolls around, every player who suffered an injury just gets a health boost. And by week one, they are 100% ready to roll. But maybe the Browns fear like this one could be closer to a 11, 12-month recovery. And that doesn't put them in a good spot to be ready to roll by September. So that was the first thing that popped in my head. And I saw some other people online talk about it. The other train of thought that I've seen some people start running with, is this is just another great signing by Andrew Berry because he's going to trade Tyler Huntley in training camp for a 5th-round pick just like he did with Josh Dobbs last year. I'm not quite so sure about that. If a team was going to trade for Tyler Huntley to be their starter or backup like the Cardinals did last year, one, I think they would have signed Tyler Huntley themselves if they really valued him that much. But maybe if they have an injury to their quarterback, okay, that could be a spot. Sorry, my dog just barked. That could be a spot where they make a move for Tyler Huntley because the Browns have a plethora of quarterbacks. I can see that path happening, but not many starting quarterbacks get injured in training camp, right? It is not common to see that. So I don't think Andrew Berry in the middle of March is thinking, let's sign Tyler Huntley so we can try and flip him. This isn't like an Airbnb. This is the National Football League. We're not doing, HGTV out here. Come on. I don't really subscribe to the belief of the Browns saw Tyler Huntley was still a free agent quarterback and thought we should sign this guy and then we can trade him in August. Who's going to be trading for him unless they have an injury, which, hey, that could happen, but that may very well not happen. And if they really liked Tyler Huntley, they would have just signed him, I think, these last few days or so. So I'm a little bit stuck in the middle here of, I don't know what to make of this signing. I really am struggling to grasp the possibility that this is we are very afraid Deshaun Watson's recovery is not going well, because every time Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski have spoken to the media, they have said Deshaun Watson's recovery is going super well. And they even said we expect him to be throwing in the spring during mini camp and OTAs and stuff like that. So how quickly could you get bad news after having this initial belief of Watson was ahead of recovery timeline and he's going to be ready to throw in the spring? That's a major setback. Don't you agree? Now, there is maybe camp number 3, which is, do they just have no faith in Dorian Thompson-Robinson? Right? We can put DTR stats on screen for you guys right now. And I thought DTR improved as the games went along last year, which is really what you would expect from just any player in any league or in any profession. As you do something for longer, you're going to get better at it. And I thought we saw from DTR's first start against the Ravens to when he got knocked out against the Broncos, he was making good strides. And I didn't feel like that was a quarterback that had to be just out of the league. And with this signing, if Watson truly is healthy, and that's not why they signed him, to me that's just They want Watson, Winston, and Tyler Huntley, and DTR is a practice squad quarterback right? And he could be poached by another team to their 53-man roster. So after one season of the Browns, like just kind of giving up on DTR, I don't think it's unless we're going to get some new news out soon, I don't think this is because of anything off the field or anything like that. And I felt like on the field, the coaching staff kind of rallied around him and saw some progress, but ultimately when he got knocked out, the concussion, it sort of made it too easy for them to go to Joe Flacco, and, well, the rest is history. So very confused, to be honest with you guys, about why the Browns were motivated to add Tyler Huntley. Now, I should have probably mentioned his stats earlier in the video, but to me, it's not so much about the quarterback signing. Like, I don't think this is a story about adding Tyler Huntley specifically. It's about just adding a quarterback, period. Now, Huntley, as we know, all-time Pro Bowler, dominated in flag football, and I think even dodgeball, if I remember. Actually, I'm not going to pretend to remember. I did not watch the dodgeball games. But he is 3-6 as a starter with the Ravens all 4 seasons, and played a playoff game against the Bengals where it was kind of close. I mean, there was a 99-yard defensive score for the Bengals that really just flipped that game upside down, or kind of put it away for Cincinnati. But last year for Baltimore, he had 1 start, 5 games. I don't remember him starting. Must have been like a Wildcat or something. In 2022, he went 2-2 as a starter. In his career, 1,900 yards, 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I think Tyler Huntley has shown that he's a capable backup quarterback. And if the Browns want to get quarterbacks that fall more under their new direction at offense, which I still think is a work in progress, right? They haven't even really gotten the offense together. No one can say what the new offense is going to be with Ken Dorsey, because I don't think the Browns know what it's going to be just yet. But if they do want to have quarterbacks that are under the same stature of Watson, of mobile quarterbacks, and if Watson were to go down, they can kind of keep the offense the same and just replace the quarterback, understanding there's just not going to be that high level of play you were getting from Watson compared to maybe a Winston or Huntley, but they're similar-esque quarterbacks. That could be a reason that motivated this signing. But then again, DTR is a mobile guy, so I'm just really I was kind of at a loss here on this signing. Let me know what theories or what ideas you guys have for why the Browns went out and signed Tyler Huntley today. I kind of just wonder if we're about to get some new news soon. Like, did a contract with Jameis Winston get teared up? I don't think so. Did a major setback in Deshaun Watson's rehab happen? Possibly. Did something happen with DTR where they don't feel like he is capable of being on this roster anymore? I don't know. So if we don't get any new news, I am going to be very curious about what's going on in Berea a little bit, because I remember not too long ago they said, we would love to have Joe Flacco back. And then they never offered him a contract. And then they also said in the same press conferences, Watson's recovery is going great. He'll be thrown by the spring. And if this is a signing because they are worried about Watson's recovery and his rehab, then were they just lying to us earlier? Because now I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith and trust in what they say to the media. And it's just one instance, and maybe there was more to it, but that Flacco signing, I'm not too upset about the missed opportunity, because I think Jameis Winston is a great backup as well. And ultimately, let's hope we never see either backup play, and let's not split hairs over the backup quarterback. I think there are bigger fish to fry in the world. But what changed from Flacco saying, I want to come back if the opportunity is right, the Browns saying we'd love to have Flacco back, and then the Browns signing Jameis Winston to the exact contract Flacco got in Indianapolis? So it wasn't a money thing, right? It wasn't like the Colts outbid the Browns for Flacco's services. I don't really know what went down. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. I'm going to get back to watching some college basketball. I appreciate you guys for tuning in for an at-home edition of the Cleveland Browns Report. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we will see you guys later.